This is Betterment of Black Woman with another video. And today's video, we are going to talk about eating the right foods for your blood type. So, as people in this world, we have many different foods, type of foods that we enjoy, and we have other types of food that we don't enjoy, right? The type of food that you do enjoy, you like to binge on it, whether it's your favorite snack, your favorite protein, your favorite dairy, anything that is your favorite food, you would love to have. Like, I was the same way, right? Uh, I would love, I would eat anything under the sun except for seafood because I am highly allergic to shellfish. I can't have self excuse me shellfish in my diet. But what if I tell you that there are certain foods that you guys love to enjoy and love to have? You cannot really eat these type of foods. And me, finding out about this like a month ago and studying my blood type because I am a blood type O, I have to learn the hard way that I have to give up certain foods that I really enjoy and love. I cannot have anymore because one thing that I have to learn is that, for one, some of these foods that I was consuming that I didn't know that was harmful to my body, it started to give me pains from my back toe all the way up to my legs where I started to limp because the pain was like, I want to say that bad, but it was a little tense. And I was eating food um, that I was on my weight loss journey. So I was eating food that I thought that I can intake that would help me lose the weight. And some of these foods that are good and healthy for your body, you cannot take either. And I was very shocked at what I have researched and what can cause me to have foot pains is because of blood clots. So what is happening is the food that I was consuming, it was causing me to have blood clots because my blood intake could not handle these type of food, and not only that, my digestive system cannot break down these type of foods, so it was very hard on my body intake that I have to come up with certain measures for me because I didn't know what was wrong with me. So I went to the doctor and I explained to the doctor what was going on, where the pain was I was having, and the doctor, he was not really a good doctor. He did not try to check what's on my foot. He was like, well, we might have to do surgery on you, and if the back foot is having given you pain, and it was some kind of medical term for that, but I knew deep down in my heart it had to be something else. So I went through this pain like for 3 months trying to figure out what was going on. And I was at an end point when I ran into this video. And the lady that was talking in this video, she was saying that we have to eat certain foods for our blood type. We cannot consume every certain food that we eat because it is hard on our digestive system. And at first I was like, gosh, like I didn't really want to believe it because the foods that I was consuming, I'm not allergic to it. I have no reaction to it, but that's how I felt at the time. But it had me thinking, well, let me look up my blood type and see what is going on. So I looked up my blood type, which is O, and I started looking at the things that I was eating and consuming, and the stuff that I started to research and finally realize it was shocking to me, and finding out that I cannot have these type of foods. But when I started to follow this diet, the results were amazing. Like my foot didn't have any pain anymore. I started to lose the weight rapidly because when I was following other diets, I had a hard time losing weight. It's not that I wasn't losing weight. I was losing weight, but not at the rate that I thought I wanted to lose it. But right now I'm losing the weight rapidly, and it gave me better results when I changed my diet according to my blood type. And before I started getting into this article, because this is the article where I find out that what I can eat and what I cannot eat. In the video, the lady said when you eat the wrong food for your blood type, it messes up your DNA, and it messes up your blood as well. And once again, I didn't want to believe that, but it has me thinking that okay, maybe I should switch up a little bit, and it worked. It really worked. And for you, whoever are blood type O, I suggest that you start switching up your diet now, as I am going to go into what blood type O's can consume and what they can consume. And now I know what you guys are going to be thinking. You guys are going to be disappointed at some of the foods that you love and thought that you have. And some of y'all might not care for the stuff that you can eat and that you cannot consume, anyways. But some of the stuff we have to be careful because some of the stuff that we are eating can cause high blood pressure, diabetes, and other things that could be harmful for our body, and we need to be very careful with that. So I am going to show you the type of foods that is good for our bloodstream. So I'm going to skip all this because they just saying like a bunch of stuff. You guys can go to medical news, or you could just Google the type of food for your blood types, and you can research it, research it yourself. So the foods to eat, and I'm going to go. It's going to go straight to the protein. So it says here, the diet plans dictates that people in the O blood group should consume beneficial animals product, including beef, lamb, mutton, veal, venison, cod, herring, and mackerel. So I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't like chicken. I don't know why chicken is not on here, but blood type O's, you can have chicken. Okay, you can still consume chicken, Um, just make sure that you guys have the right seasoning as well and the right oils that you're using, because this is going to also play a factor in your diet. Okay, so Muton, VO, and go on down. I heard of cod. I'm not a big fan of cod, but the rest of them I never had before. The three things that I do eat, I did have lamb before. I do eat beef. I do consume chicken, and I do consume turkey. So turkey is another thing that blood type O's can have as well. You can also can consume turkey, because these things are good for your digestive system. It can digest it really easily, opposed to pork and other things that are not good for you. And that's going to be another thing that we cannot consume. But I'm going to keep going to dairy. Now, a lot of people are going to be disappointed in dairy and nuts, and I'll get to the beans later. But here in the dairy products, we should avoid anything that's dairy, including eggs. But what we can also consume that is dairy is butter, cheese, such as farmer, feta, mozzarella, and goat cheese. And we can have soy milk. We can also have almond milk as well. We cannot have oat milk. Oat milk is hard on our digestive system, because I believe oats are wheat. But for blood O types, we should avoid anything dairy except for butter, feta, mozzarella, and goat cheese. And we can have soy milk and almond milk. Um, I think that's it. If I'm missing something that has to do with milk, no cow's milk, no whole milk, no 2% milk, no low fat milk, nothing that comes from a cow we cannot assume. So none of that. Okay. So as far as the nuts, we can have walnuts, hazelnuts, and almonds. And we can also have pumpkin seeds as well. So pumpkin we can have. Like if you like to go to your favorite Starbucks, you can have the pumpkin latte. Okay, that's fine. All right. For beans, we some of these beans that, well, one of them I'm not familiar with. You can have zucchini beans, pinto beans, and black eyed peas. You can also have black beans as well. Black beans are very good for your body. Um, it helps clean out your kidneys and all that stuff. So for grains, um, some of these words I cannot pronounce, but I'm going to try. So we can have amaranth, buckwheat, rice, kamut, kasha, and millet. Now, some of these breads I have, well, some of these brands I never heard before. They're not familiar with me except for rice. Okay, these grains, rice is the only one that I'm pretty familiar with, but for the rest of them, I never. I don't think I ever consume it. I could be wrong, but uh, I I never heard. I never had them. So it says here that some people may also be able to eat gluten contained grain, while others will be unable to tolerate them. These grains include barley, rye, spit, oats, esne bread, and Ezekiel bread. Now, I don't know, I don't think I ever had Ezekiel bread before. I had rye, okay? But rye, I don't like the taste of rye. But I also encourage blood type O people to also get gluten-free bread. That is also good for you. It does not have any wheat. It doesn't have any yeast in it. It's basically gluten-free. So I also encourage blood type O families to also eat to buy gluten-free bread. Now for the vegetables. Now some of you uh, may not care about the vegetable section. You guys will be like, oh, I like, I don't care about these type of vegetables. And some of you may care because you don't eat them, or you guys may be ecstatic that you guys can still eat them. But here are the vegetables that you can eat: tomatoes, artichoke, chicory, dandelions, garlic, horseradish, kale, okra, onions, parsley, parsnips, red pepper, sweet potatoes, pumpkin, and seaweed and turnips. So kale, I really don't care for. I don't like the taste of it. Um, I don't think I have parsnips or turnips before. Seaweed is kind of salty, but everything else I'm able to consume. I have artichoke before. It kind of has like a kind of like a sweet, between a sweet and a soury taste, but you guys have to try it yourselves. If you like onions, and you enjoy eating onions, you can go ahead and still have them. But if you guys don't enjoy it, there's other stuff on here that you can have. So for the fruits, we can have plums, you can have prunes, figs, grapefruits, and most berries. So they don't specifically talk about berries here, to be honest with you, but the berries that we can consume so far, to my knowledge, um, is raspberries and blueberries are the ones that we can consume. And you guys may think, oh, where's the strawberries? We cannot consume strawberries either. And it's going to tell you in the article what to avoid. Okay. So let's go to spices. So spices, condiments. So it's kelp seasoning, ideals. Excuse me if I messed this up. Idazzle, salt, parsley, curry, cayenne pepper, chocolate, cocoa, and honey. So these are one of the spices that we can consume. And if you don't see your favorite spices on here, that means you cannot have them. Okay, and we're going to get to that in a minute. So, also for the beverages, and I know this is plain as AF, and you guys are going to be very salty about it, but this is the beverages that we can consume. So, it's salsa water, club soda, sparkling water, tea, and wine. So, to be specific on the tea, you can have green tea. And green tea works the best. It's good for your digestive system, and it's also good for cleansing as well, cleansing out the body. And wine, specifically prefer where red wine preferred. Okay. So foods to avoid, and now this is really when you guys are going to get pissed off, because these are the foods that we cannot consume and should be avoided at all times. You can never have these stuff again, and it should never be in your bloodstream. So, here are the proteins that you can never have. So, pork is included, and it's ham and bacon, whatever has pork in it, like uh, pig, anything that comes from a pig, like pig intestines, chitlins that your mom usually serve on your plate and you guys do not eat. And I know most people don't care for chitlins. If you don't care for it, good news, you cannot consume it. But if you love ham, bacon, or anything else that comes from a pig, I'm sorry if you like pig feet, but you cannot have it. Okay? And the other animals that you cannot have is goose, barracuda, pickle herring, catfish, smoked salmon, caviar, octopus, and conch. Okay? And I know you guys love your catfish. I love catfish too. I love the taste of it. I cooked catfish before, love it, but my digestive system cannot break it down. So, if you guys wonder why we're having all these gases going on, it's because of the certain foods that we are eating we should not be consuming. And these are the ones that should be avoided at all costs. Okay. Um, Here's another one. Dairy. And that includes yogurt, y'all. Like anything that has contains milk that comes from a cow, it has you cannot have it. But there are alternatives that you can have, and there is almond yogurt, which I have. That is something that you guys can have in your fridge as an alternative. But other than that, you guys cannot consume anything that contains cow. Okay. And nuts that you should avoid is Brazilian nuts, cashews, uh, peanuts. That means peanut butter. Anything that contains these type of nuts you cannot have. Pistachios and poppy seeds. Okay. Now some people may not care about this. Say, yeah, I don't eat that anyways. But people that do eat this, that are type O blood, I'm sorry, you cannot have it. Bottom line. Um, the beans. These are the beans that we cannot have. So copper beans, kidney beans, tamar beans, lentils, including domestic, green, and red lentils. So I don't really care for lentils like that. So I don't eat them. I don't eat kidney beans. So these type of beans we cannot have, and we also cannot have white beans as well. So that includes baked beans. And I know we love our baked beans. We have them during the holidays, or family reunions, whatever the occasion is. Avoid it. Okay, avoid baked beans, because di- uh, your stomach cannot digest it. Okay, so grains, including these are grains that you should not eat and you should avoid at all costs, which is corn, gluten, gram, Bollgard, durum, sprout, white and whole wheat, um, wheat gram and bran, uh, farina, and 7 grain. Okay, so for you guys who love your raisin brands, and any cereal that contains wheat, avoid, avoid, avoid. These are not good for you. Oh, and throw out your graham crackers. I had to do that. Throw out your graham crackers, okay? You cannot have that either, all right? No corn, nothing that is gluten. You cannot have it, okay? And the vegetables. These are the type of vegetables that should be avoided. Anything in the brassica family, including cabbage, Brussels sprouts, cauliflower, and mustard greens. Alfalfa sprouts, uh, shiitake mushrooms, fermented olives, vegetables from the nightshade family, including eggplant, potatoes, okay, and potatoes. I know you guys love your potatoes, your mashed potatoes. Cannot have them. Cannot have anything that is cornstarch and potato starch. None of that. Throw out your Campbell's soups immediately. Throw that out. Corn and leek. Cannot have that. And fruits. Now here is the fruits that you guys are going. Y'all are not gonna be happy about this, okay? Please don't cuss me out in the comments comment section, please. Melon fruits that we have to avoid is melons, including cantaloupe and honeydew, oranges, tangerines, strawberries, blackberries, rhubarb, avocado, coconut, and products that contain coconut. So I love me some avocados. I used to have certain foods with my avocados, but I cannot have it because it is hard on my digestive system, and my digestive system, it is hard to break down. Okay. And I used to eat strawberries and blackberries as well. Cannot have it. And spices and condiments, spices that you should avoid. And don't get salty on me. Okay. That you cannot have this. All right. So it includes pepper, both white and black, vinegar, Casper, cornstarch, corn syrup, nutmeg, vanilla, ketchup, pickles, mayonnaise, and relish. All that you cannot have. And beverages. This is what kind of beverages that you guys should avoid. And I know you guys are going to get pissed. You guys are going to get angry. You guys are going to step on your feet, beat up your dog. You guys are going to, be really angry when I call out your favorite beverages. So, beer you cannot have because it contains wheat. Coffee you should avoid. Distilled liquor and black tea. Now, there's also the obvious that we should avoid is apple juice. We cannot have apple or apple juice. We cannot have orange juice. We cannot have soda. Any type of soda beverages we cannot have because of the sugar and other stuff that it contained in the can. Okay, so these are the foods that we can have and we cannot have. So make sure that you guys do your research on your food that you have to have before you continue your diet, because this is not everything. There's more to this, but I am going to show you guys a list, and you guys probably cannot see it, but um, I'm going to show you guys this. Give me 1 second. Mm, okay, so this is the chart that tells you what foods you can eat for your blood type. So For I'm gonna go start with the most beneficial. So it's for the meat, it's beef, lamb, mutton, viso, veal, and vision. I think that's what it says. I know it's kind of tiny. I did try the best I can to get this bigger, but this is the biggest I can do. And meats that are allowed, anything except for those listed as not allowed. So the ones that are not allowed is bacon, ham, goose, and pork. And there's other things listed that I showed you on my last slide. Other meats that you cannot have, including goose, barracuda, and and other meats, those should be avoided. And for fish, you can have cod, herring, and mackerel. Um, for not allowed, um, is barracuda, pickled herring, catfish, smoked salmon, caviar, octopus, and conch. Um, we know to avoid, dairy products, except for butter, feta, mozzarella, goat cheese, and soy milk. And you can also have almond milk. Okay, you can also have almond milk. Um, for uh, for oils for cooking, you can have olive oil and flaxseed oil. Um, what is allowed is canola oil and sesame seed oil. You cannot have corn oil, peanut oil, cottonseed oil, sunflower oil. No, I think it's safflower oil. Excuse me. These words are so tiny. So this is the list because I'm not going to read all of it. It's basically almost the same thing as what I read off of the last one. So you guys can go ahead and you guys can take a look at it on your own. You can look it up on the website, and you guys can look it up on your own. If you are a blood type O, I suggest you take this seriously because this will help you fight diabetes, blood clots, and other issues that is going on in your body. Okay, and I'm not saying it cures everything. It doesn't cure cancer, but it will get rid of your blood clots and your diabetes. Okay, so I hope you guys like this presentation. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you know when I upload another video. I'll talk to you later. Bye. Oh, and another thing, I am going to talk about other blood types as well that can eat similar things, kind of, to what type O can eat, but they also have a very different type of diet that they can eat. And I will be discussing that in the future. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.